Hello everyone. So I understand I have been gone a while. I was going to upload this after I finished my university year. Then I got sick. And as you can probably hear, I am still sick. My throat sounds absolutely awful. Um, I've also been playing a lot of Clair Obscure, and I would be playing it right now, but I saw that I haven't uploaded in 10 days. So I figured I may as well get this tier list out of the way. So I haven't made a Rivals characters tier list since 1.5. I was going to make one for 2.0, but I got busy and then I forgot. So I figured I'd just wait for Ultron to come out, give it like a few days, play the game, and then see how everyone's doing. These are very early thoughts. These are going to be based on the changes that have happened recently, the current meta, how often I'm seeing them, how often I'm seeing them banned, and I've played a decent bit of comp already, so I do understand who is popular right now. It's still a little early to tell who's going to be incredibly good throughout the season, because you could always have later adaptations. Like Iron Fist was originally thought to be not amazing, and then later on he was caught onto Jeff. DPS Jeff took a while to kick in, so things could definitely change. These are not definitive. These are my personal opinion from what I have seen as someone who plays Rivals religiously. So let's just kick things off. All right, we're doing this in alphabetical order. I think last time I did it in a role order. So I did tanks first, I did DPS, then I did uh strategists. Sorry. Well, from the way the tier list is structured, it's alphabetical order and then it's the new characters. So I guess we'll just get into that way. That way, I'm saving Ultron for last, so you have to watch the rest of the video. So Adam Warlock. Adam is a good character, but he struggles a bit because he has pretty inconsistent healing output because he doesn't have M1 healing. He doesn't have a healing ultimate. His res is situational. His team up is really good. It will always be really good with a good Mantis and a good Starlord player. I think Mantis still works well when it comes to healing. And triple support comps are going to be very popular right now with Ultron's edition. So I feel like Adam will gain a bit more popularity, but I think it won't change his overall positioning. Mostly because Adam was already good in triple support comps. So I feel like giving him a B tier is okay because he's still a really good character. He got a buff recently where when he hits a headshot, he gets 1 second taken off of his healing cooldown, and I like that a lot. I think that's really good for him. Soulbound is still strong, but it has that extended cooldown. I think he is one of the least impactful supports right now, but a good Adam will always be very good. Because you have to think as well. Right now we're seeing a lot of flyers. We're seeing Iron Man Ultron. We're seeing Storm, Human Torch, and Jeff to go with the tornado. And so Adam is probably the best support at dealing with them, except Ultron. So he does still have his uses. He is definitely not a bad character by any means. Panther. I'm sorry, T'Challa, but it's not your meta, man. He's not doing well right now. Actually, does he get D? No, he's still good. I think he's still a good character. So I think he gets actually. No, fuck it. No, he gets D. Okay, I'm sorry. Panther is a well-designed character, and he works really well for his role. But the main problem right now is his job is to kill supports, and when you have an Ultron, he can't kill the Ultron. So if Ultron is aware of the positioning, he can always be on your ass. And Ultron can also just put his healing on the other support or the other supports because we're in triple comp as always. And then Panther can't really do anything to them. As well, we have a rise of Jeff and Rocket compared to like Luna, Mantis, Invisible Woman, because Rocket has the team up with Penny right now, and he's very, very good at escaping divers. Jeff is pretty similar. He has the team up with Storm, and he's very good at escaping divers. Loki is not seeing much use, and Adam also isn't seeing much. So I think Panther is very much struggling right now. I still think he will have. He's still good as a character. It's just this meta is very, very bad for him, and he will have his day in the sun at some point. All right, Widow's an interesting one because when the trailer for the new team up dropped, Widow has a team up now with Punisher, which gives her a bullet penetration, can hit through multiple enemies. What are they called? Collaterals. That's it. Yeah. Uh, team up. and it gives her basically a rifle for a few seconds. I think it's like 15 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. I haven't used it. And everyone thought it looked ass because it doesn't do that much damage and it hits through multiple people, but they're never really gonna. It's never really gonna do anything. But you can activate it while cycling around. So you can basically aim M1, activate the team up, and then immediately fire again. So if you hit the headshot and then you hit them with the team up, that's a one shot. And I think this does make Widow better, but I don't think this will make Widow that much better because a good Widow wouldn't really need that, and a bad Widow is gonna be like a little bit better with it. So I think Widow's still C tier. Well, maybe she went up from D to C tier. I don't remember how I put her last season, but I don't think the team up is doing Widow too much good. Sadly, I definitely think she's gonna be a character who gets some changes in the future. Hulk. So Hulk had the team up removed between him and Iron Man. It's still on Namor, so that's still an option. I feel like Hulk should be really good right now because his jump can help him to knock divers out the sky, and he has his bubbles, which are really good for helping the team in general. Stun, if you're really good at hitting it, you can knock them out the sky, and that's great. But I feel like in practice, he doesn't do that well. I think the hitbox on his jump is really weird because I'll like skim someone's head and then they won't go down, or I'll like have my head hit someone's like legs and they won't go down. And like what the hell? And I feel like any melee character right now is just kind of struggling because of the fucking flyers everywhere. So I think I'm gonna have to put a Hulk down to B tier. The team up with Namor is still very good, and Namor is very good into flyers who can make up for Hulk's weakness. But I just think that there are a lot better. Like, there are better options for a tank, especially because Hulk isn't a shield tank. I'm seeing a lot of Hulk players. I normally load in as a Hulk player, and they don't do very well because Hulk just doesn't play into a lot of good characters right now, to be honest. And speaking of melee characters who dive, Cap. I think Cap is doing significantly better than Hulk right now, but I don't know how significantly that is because I think that Cap has dive in, dive out, right? His is very consistent. He has his shield throw. He has his support ult, which is also very good. He's able to keep pressure on other supports. He can keep pressure on something like a Jeff or a Rocket, even when they're trying to get away. He's much better than the other two dive tanks. If we count Hulk as a dive tank, he's a dive/brawl tank, in my opinion. You would know that if you watch my tank guide, which I made last season or the season before. No, yeah, last season. It was I dropped it like as soon as season 2 came out. Oh, whatever. I think that compared to Venom and Hulk, Cap is much better at keeping the pressure on other supports. He can close the distances really quick. If he jumps and someone gets away, he can jump again. Venom would have to walk up towards them or try and swing towards them. Hulk has to charge up his jump, and he's much bigger of a hitbox too. Cap has his shield. Cap is also very good at stalling out points right now. So I feel like, even despite everything I've said about melee characters, I think Cap is still very good. I'm going to put him in low A tier, especially the team with Bucky. The team with Bucky helps Bucky out a lot. It lets him get a bit more mobility, and it gives him a stun that he can use, or not a stun, a slow, that he can use in team fights and brawls. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger are pretty good right now. They're pretty solid. I mean, all the healers pretty good in general. There's no like bad healer in this game really. They have their own, the team with Moon Knight got buffed a bit, but it's not really that good. It's fine, but you don't really want to be using it. But yeah, they're doing fine. It's not really interesting to talk about because Cloak and Dagger's just kind of been the same since release. The ult is, good. It's a support ult. It's a layer of healing. You just create like a circle with it. You jump into your team, jump into the enemy team, jump back, and yeah. I mean, with Iron Man running around, they are a little bit countered because Iron Man can ult, and if he knows the positioning of where they're gonna end up, he can kill them with the ult. It's not as mobile as the Magneto ult because he does have to charge it up, and he has to, know where they're going and time it right before they can fade. But I still think Cloak and Dagger are doing very good right now, so I'll probably give them a low A. Just because, I mean, it's, healing character in this game. Strange has been insanely slept on for, like, a while. Like, After the Strange changes, people were acting like he's dead. He wasn't. He was perfectly fine. I've been playing so much Strange. I'm Lord Strange now. Kappa's my first Lord. I am now Lord Luna and Lord Strange. I'm not Centurion anyone yet. I think I'm closest to Centurion and Cloak and Dagger because they're like the easiest Lord to get. I'm trying to get Lord on everyone because I'm stupid. But yeah, I might post progress of that at some point in like a video. But Strange has good damage now. His damage is still fine with his M1. They buffed it a little bit with the they buffed the drop off a little bit so he doesn't like do as much less damage when he's attacking from distance. His multiverse of not multiverse of madness, Maelstrom of Madness, the explosion attack, that had the damage drop off completely removed. So he now does consistent damage at range. That's also really good, but it's not as good as like it's not as much of a buff as people are making out to be. He's still perfectly fine, like he was before. I think people might think that I'm putting him too high. Actually, I think Strange. People might think I'm putting him too high when I say this, but you have to consider that Strange is doing really good in the meta right now as a tank, because the only like the only characters that can really deal with flying characters are like Magneto, Emma Frost, and Strange. And Strange is probably the best one because if one's like overextending, you can fly up and contest them for a bit. And even if you don't kill them, you can push them back. I'm pretty good at killing like an Iron Man or something because I've played so much Strange. I think if you get good with doing that, you can definitely like consistently learn how to hit your shots and predict their movements and stuff. So I think I am gonna give Strange the S tier. He's very good in the meta right now. He has the Scarlet Witch team up, which is not very good. I mean, this team up itself is good, but it's just not that interesting because Scarlet Witch isn't getting played too much right now. She probably should be because she's like a bit of an anti-fly character. Uh, but maybe that'll be a development later. I don't know. So moving on, we have Groog. I think Groot is still good, but I don't think he's as good as people think he is. Groot's a very good character, and his like blocking off abilities are incredible. But the amount of nerfs he's received and like the amount of counters he has, to be honest, I don't think he's like an S tier must pick best tank in the game character. I feel like Groot just when you have a character that does like a ton of damage, like Squirrel Girl or Punisher, someone who can just like shit out insane damage on repeat, you really pressure Groot a lot to keep his walls up and keep doing everything he can to output as much damage as possible while like blocking people off. And while Groot's a very good main tank, especially with flyers right now, like Human Torch is really, really bad for Groot. I just feel like he can't do that much to keep up with the damage raining from the sky. His attack is good at range, but normally the flying characters can outrange him. And he's good against dive, but dive isn't too common right now. It like we still see some dive picks, we see the occasional Cap, we see the occasional Black Panther. Spider-Man gets almost no picks right now. Venom is still pretty good though. I just feel like Groot is good, but in this meta, he's not doing too well, so I'm gonna have to drop him down from where I previously put him in S. I'm gonna give him a high A, because I still think he's very good. I just don't think he's doing too well right now. Hawkeye. I mean, do I need to say more? They buffed him again, man. Like, fucking hell. They gave him the new team up. The new team up is fucking annoying. Uh, he's still just insane damage, and you just need like half of a name. He's really good against flyers. His ult is really, really annoying, and it just gets you free kills. And if you play it well, his ult can kill through support ults too if you use his explosive arrows in a decent way. I've seen Boga show it off, but I've never really done it. Mostly because I don't play Hawkeye. I'm a very bad Hawkeye. Losing the Black Widow team up was kind of a blessing in disguise because he got the Luna team up, which just means you can freeze people and then one-shot them. It's really, really annoying. But yeah, Hawkeye is a very common ban right now. He's back to being S tier, let's be real. Daddies just love him so much, they keep buffing him. It's ironic, we've got the guy who always gets buffed and the guy who always gets nerfed in S tier right now, but yeah, I don't need to explain to you why Hawkeye's S tier. Also, welcome back Season 0, because Hela's at S tier too. It's fly meta. Hela is probably the best character at taking out flies when you can aim. She just does incredibly well when it comes to using hit scan abilities. She has her own CC, which has a longer cooldown now, but it's still pretty good. Wait, did I have a long cooldown? No, that's a crow. Sorry. She has her own CC, which is I think it got buffed recently, but I don't quite remember what the buff was. It was probably a cooldown buff though. And her M2 is good for like hitting tanks and doing a bit of extended damage after not extended, delayed damage afterwards. Her crow got a cooldown nerf, but it still does its job pretty decently. Her ult is pretty good right now. Um, it can't really hit flyers, but it's still just like a bit of a get out of jail free card, and also does great damage. I've seen a lot of people get tons of clips with it recently. Like Hell's always been a really strong character, but I'd say in season 0 she was still at her strongest, but she's still pretty strong right now. She's pretty close. She did get buffed recently to have 2 extra ammo, which is really, really helpful for taking out Ultra 9 Man, Human Torch, Storm. Iron Fist. Iron Fist is kind of interesting. Because he did get nerfed, but he's still fucking annoying. I've played against a couple Iron Fists, and all of them were just like the exact same as Season 2. So I think I genuinely can't give him any less than 2.0. Like, this guy is insane. And by insane, I mean he plays like a maniac. You just like run in, start attacking someone, parry, 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 and then you just like start punching the tanks and doing a fuck ton of damage, or you punch the supports and you just annoy them to hell. I'm gonna give him a low S tier just because of he's also really good at dealing with flyers because of his flying attacks, his jump kicks. You know that when he jumps in the air and then he like starts kicking and flipping. Those are really good because it gives you distance as well as letting you close like the distance with flyers and keep on them. The auto aim is really helpful with that. It's also really hard for like an Iron Man or a Ultron to hit him at close range. So I feel like it's gonna be pretty good right now when it comes to like really good Iron Fist are gonna be able to counter flyers quite well. He's good with dealing with tanks and he's good at really annoying tanks while the flyers also annoy tanks. So this is the annoy tank meta. But yeah, I can't really say much more on Iron Fist. He's just annoying. Now, Iron Man is interesting because Iron Man got his team up with Hulk taken away, so he has taken a bit of a dip. But he got the new team up with Ultron, so he's being seen everywhere, and that's also given him the Anchor ability, which buffs him a bit. So I think he's very common right now. Well, I know he's very common right now. He's in like every second game. I don't think he's like the best character. I think this is kind of similar to Season 0, where it's like, oh yeah, you ban Hela, and then Iron Man comes in. And that was when, like, people realized, hey, Iron Man's pretty good. So I'm going to give him, like, a high A. I think he's going to be, like, somewhere around here. I can't really talk about, like, he hasn't received that many changes. He just lost the team up, really. He still does pretty well. He's just, like, a very consistently good character, in my opinion. Like, Hela was the same for a while, but now she's broken again because welcome back fly meta. But yeah, there's really not much more I can say. Jeff, they killed Jeff. They made him a very awful F tier character. They shouldn't have done it. They killed Jeff. Guys, they didn't kill Jeff. This is a joke. DPS Jeff is dead, which is a good thing because DPS Jeff was genuinely incredibly unhealthy for the game. I've had so many people in higher ranks and even lower ranks talking about how annoying it is, especially with him attacking like supports and stuff. It's just it's awful to deal with sometimes. And I'm very glad that they took action and actually changed something. Because yeah, I don't really want to deal with DPS Jeff either. People have complained about it a lot, but I do feel like it was just their intention that this is not the intention of the character. This is not what they want him to do. So they wanted to, like, set a course and reset things back to normal, where Jeff is a strategist now. He can heal with his beam, he can damage with his beam, and then he has his bubbles as more like knockbacks. His bubbles are more like regen healing, and then his M1 attacks are more like knockback. I like it quite a bit. I think it's pretty well designed, and I think people are really, really over hating on it. That being said, I don't think Jeff is an incredible character right now, mostly because he struggles with not having a support ult. But he does have the team up with Storm, which kind of blows everything out the water. Because if a Jeff, like, goes into a support ult and he eats everyone, Usually he has nowhere to like take them away and push them off. But if a storm then ults and ults with him to create Shocknado, everyone there is basically dead already. They did a really bad job of showing it off when it comes to the trailer because they had the storm ult activate and then the Jeff ult activate and then it walked towards them and it wasted so much time. But really, you want Storm to either ult on people and then Jeff to ult on the Storm ult, or you want Jeff to ult and eat people and then Storm to ult on the Jeff ult that's eating the people, and that way the Storm ult will kill them, and then the Jeff ult just like puts them into the Storm ult. So I think Jeff is somewhere between like a high B and a low C. I think his healing output is really good, so I'm probably gonna put him in high A, or low A even. He's also decent at fighting flyers because of his beam now. He can hit them more consistently, and his getaway is still pretty okay. It does have a limit on it now. Like Jeff has received probably the most changes in the last patch, but I do think he's still pretty damn good. Loki. Hot take, I think Loki is the worst support right now. I think Loki's healing output is fine, but it's not special. And I think that he kind of just suffers. Like, he has the team up with Hela, but that doesn't proc too constantly. And it's kind of hard to collaborate with the Hela to make do when you're not in like a full squad or whatever. And ultimately, his impact is just a lot less on the match compared to all the other supports. He doesn't have any special offensive power right now, and his only support ult power, like his defensive power, is like stealing an ult off of an enemy or off of a teammate, and that's really really annoying to do sometimes. So I think I'm actually gonna put Loki in C tier, which is the lowest I've probably ever put him. I've been playing him a little bit to try and get like a grasp of him. When it comes to this, like dealing with him in this new meta. And he's fine at like shooting a fly. He does struggle a little bit like keeping up with healing flyers because you have to hit your shots on them, and it's a little hard to do when they're moving erratically to not take damage. But I think that when you have a Loki in play, you kind of just want to play another support, like Luna Snow. This isn't a hot take. Luna Snow's S tier. Let's be real. Luna's ult is still really good, even if it has 5,000 charge now. Herald is incredibly good. It's really hard to counter it because she removes all CC's removed from it, and she gets overheld, so the Magneto ult can't kill it. The Iron Man ult can, but you can just walk away from it. And yeah, like she's a really good healer. Ice Ball is okay. I think it got buffed slightly. I don't really remember it though. She got a damage buff too, so she does even more damage with a hit scan ability, so she can take on flyers even better. Like, seriously, she's the fucking all-rounder kid. She's doing so well right now. And she has the team up with Hawkeye. She activates that, which means that that you'll see hair get banned a lot too, but I think people are more happy to ban Hawkeye because they want Hawkeye gone and the team up gone. Same with how I would ban Namor last season because I didn't really care about Hulk and I just wanted Namor and the Namor team up gone. So yeah, Luna is S tier again. Welcome back, season 0. Magic is in a similar boat to Black Panther, in my opinion. I think she kind of struggles right now because she's a melee character, and she does better than Black Panther because she can like take on flies a little bit if you're really good with her. But I think that she's kind of struggling, mostly because she can't like there's two ways to play Magic. There's the one-shot combo kill one person, or there's the brawl, basically a second tank Magic. The basically a second tank Magic does okay, but not too well right now because the amount of flyers and the high damage output going out. And the one-shot combo type is kind of working, but I wouldn't recommend it considering how many flies are going around and with like escape tools and stuff. So I feel like Magic is honestly like dropped to C tier. I think she's better than Loki and Black Widow right now, but she fell off, unfortunate. A team up with Black Panther also isn't doing too much. It never really does, in my opinion, from what I've seen, even for like really good Magic players. But yeah, I think she'll have a day in the sun at some point, and today is unfortunately not that day. And Magneto. I've been playing a lot of Magneto because I got Strange Lord, I got Cap Lord, I got Emma Captain, and I want to get Magneto Centurion next. Magneto hasn't received too many changes recently. I think he got a slight damage buff recently. Or was it just a buff to his M2? I think it was off to his M2, but I don't quite remember what it was. Maybe it gives him more charge or whatever. And he's doing fine. Like, he's still pretty solid. He's a really good tank. I think that he's one of the best tanks right now because he has the ranged capabilities, he has his bubbles, which are really good for keeping people alive, and it's like a consistent way to help your teammates if they're flying characters or flanking characters or taking on flying characters like a Starlord or something. He works really well with any comp. He's very versatile. His team up. Wait, does he have a team up? Yeah, his team with Emma Frost is okay, but it doesn't really help him that much anymore. It's never been that impactful. Like, you can use it in some ways to do extra damage, in some ways to like survive a little bit, but it's just okay. It doesn't do too much. But I think I will put Magneto in low S tier. I'll probably put him above Iron Fist. I think he's doing really well right now. Because he's one of the few tanks that gets chosen consistently. Mantis. So Mantis has received quite a few changes. I mean, for like she lost 25 HP, and then she gained the ability to stack seeds. Her ult was nerfed like 3 times, and I think she's doing decently. Cause like when I play Mantis, I do really well. I don't know if that's just me being cracked because I'm super awesome and epic, and you guys like should totally agree, and I'm totally not washed in any way. Or if Mantis is just a really good character. I think a CC is solid right now against dive characters, but dive characters aren't very common. Compared to Luna, she can't hit her ice balls she can't hit her stun as consistently, her CC. Because Luna's is a projectile, while Mantis kind of just like drops hers. And while it is really good, I'm just not sure if her ult isn't as good as like Luna's ult or Invisible Woman's ult. That's like objective. But it is still quite impactful. And she does do well at keeping herself alive and keeping her teammates alive. I think it's kind of hard for me to give Mantis. Okay, it's kind of like Jeff. I'm torn on high B and low A. Do I think Mantis is better than Jeff? Yeah, I think Mantis is better than Jeff. I'm gonna put Mantis here. I think Cloak and Dagger is actually doing better than Cap right now too. Okay. Oh, and her team without a Warlock is very helpful, but you kind of need a third support with that, which she did anyway. But it does work well with Ultron too, so that's something. Moon Knight. They buffed my boy Mark Spector. They gave him the overhealth when you hit an M2, and for everyone it bounces up around to, they upped his projectile speed, they buffed his team up. And then they made the meta flyers so he can't onk anything and he can barely hit stuff. So, he's not doing well right now at all. Honestly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mark. I love you. But no, he's not doing well. There's really just nothing else I can say. He's not a character built to take on flyers. He's a character meant to throw an onk next to a support and then shoot the onk and then kill him. And even then, people are really, really good at shooting onks right now, so he's just not doing too well. Namor. Welcome back, Season 0. Namor's S tier. Yeah, probably here. You know what? I'm gonna drop Iron Fist to like high A. I don't think I'm gonna put him S tier. Just because I'm not sure if he's incredible right now. Because, like, if you see him coming, you can definitely take him on. But he's definitely annoying. Namor, though. Okay. So Namor's really good against flyers. We've talked about flyers a lot. Namor's very good because he has his monster spawns and they shoot automatically at anything, any enemy in range, which is usually flying ones. His damage is really good. His ult is okay. It's not doing too well right now, but it does well with combos like Strange and Groot. He can't really... Jesus Christ. Sorry, my throat is awful. I am still sick. His ult is okay. It usually gets used in combos because it can't really hit flyers, and that's pretty bad right now. But it can still take out some supports or whatever. You can use it for a bit of crowd control, a bit of like area denial. It works. It's solid. The Monster Spawn team up is really good, but Hulk isn't incredible right now. But I still think Namor is very, very deserving of a high spot just because of how much he can put pressure on and like deny flying characters. Like his Monster Spawns are incredibly good. Hook himself isn't incredible right now, but with the team up, he's probably like around A tier. I just think that so often you'll see him without the team up, and that's why he's not too good right now. Plus, he himself isn't great. But yeah. Honestly, there's not really much else I can say. Nemo is just a really good character at being annoying. He's good against divers, he's good against flankers, he's good against flyers, he's good against just anyone. Even on like tanks, his damage just racks up immaculately. And it is really annoying to play against an Nemo that always has his spawns in good spots and you don't realize where they are until it is too fucking late. Penny is a very interesting one because Penny has received a buff recently in the form of a new teamwork. They took away the Venom team up, and that was mostly for Spider-Man anyway. Penny didn't use it too often, and they gave her one with Rocket, and it makes it so Rocket's BRB beacon can spawn mines around it, and that Penny gets a second nest that can spawn mines and armor packs. The armor packs don't matter too much. But the second nest can be really annoying and make it really hard to shut down areas that Penny's in control in. Good Pennies will find like really good spots to place them. And I've been playing Penny recently quite a bit. I think once you get accustomed to the flying meta, Penny can do pretty good right now, but she's not good against flying characters. Theoretically, she should be the best tank for it because she's the only one with like a projectile that shoots at a long range. But a projectile doesn't do too much damage. She's very much a poke character when it comes to like engagements. And I think it's quite hard for her to kill a flyer on her own. So if like an Ultra or an Iron Man pesters you, it's quite difficult for her to deal with. But I think in coordinated teams, she can do pretty well at dealing with them. So I think I am gonna give Penny like probably a mid A tier. I think she's doing solidly right now. She's not good into every comp, and it's very often that you'll be countered. But I've been playing a lot of Penny. Like I'm going for Centurion on Penny right now. So I do understand playing her in this type of meta quite a bit. The team up is very, very helpful. I played a rocket game and I got like 3 kills with it for some reason. And I was very shocked. I was like, why are people dying to my BRB? Like, just look at it. And it's even better for Penny because it allows her to just have even more, area control and mines down. And it has twice the places that the enemy team needs to shoot. Psylocke. The character I am most unfamiliar with, but yet most familiar with because through secondhand knowledge because I have a Psylocke main friend. With Penny being good right now and with Flyers being really good right now, she's doing okay. She's not doing great, but she's doing okay. Because she, as a fun character, she's probably the best one at dealing with Flyers, but it doesn't make her good at it. Because she still needs to like dash through stuff. She's good at dealing with healers or supports rather. But then there's stuff like Rocket being everywhere and Jeff being everywhere, and it makes it really hard for her to just like kill them quickly. So I think I am gonna have to unfortunately give Psylocke a high B. Her team up with Emma isn't great. It doesn't help her too much. It just gives her a little bit of survivability, and it just feels really bad saying that. Punisher. Okay, Punisher is doing pretty fucking well right now. He got a 5% damage buff because of the team up anchor ability with Black Widow. He lost the rocket team up, which was fine because he also got 10 extra rounds to his rifle. So he's much better at dealing with flyers. Like he does a lot of consistent damage to them. And he's probably like the second, maybe third best character dealing with flyers too after Hela. So oftentimes when Hela is banned, you'll see Punisher get played as like an anti-fly character. So I think I'm gonna give him like he's probably doing better than Iron Man. Yeah. Punisher's like a solid A tier character right now. He's in a really good spot. Like, he's just John Gunn, guys. There's not really much I can talk about. His rifle is just really good, and then in close quarters, he's got a shotgun. If they're going like brawl thing gun, which you don't see as often right now. Dive, Venom, stuff like that, And Penny, he's pretty good against Penny too. Plus, he puts a lot of pressure on Strange and Magneto shields. Rocket is S tier, and it's like really unfortunate. I think he is slightly worse than Luna. I think Mag's actually better than Strange right now. I think he's worse than Luna, but the team up plus his survivability, plus his great healing output, plus Amplifier basically giving like invulnerability right now. Iron Man does do well at countering Amplifier, so does Magneto. If they use their ults and directly hit the Amplifier, Punisher can do the same thing. But that does take a lot of resources, and sometimes it can put you in a vulnerable spot where you'll be killed by the people using the Amplifier to increase their damage. But Rocket is definitely one of the best supports right now. He's probably just the second behind Luna. It's a debate you could have for him to be the top spot. I just don't quite think I think they both have incredible utility for the team, but I feel like Luna has a bit more of her own self like protection. She does more damage, she can deal with flies a bit better, and her team up with Hawkeye enables him to be pretty fucking strong. And a good Hawkeye is already terrifying, so you don't want to deal with that. But yeah, Rocket's team up is also really good with Penny. It helps him to, protect the BRB a bit more, and it enables Penny to be even more of a menace. So Rocket is a fucking solid pick right now. He's only been getting better and better as the time's gone on. Wanda is someone I need to see more of, because I think she's doing fine right now. But theoretically, she should be doing better. Her team up with Strange is okay. It doesn't really help her in dealing with flies too much, because the best thing about dealing with flies is just using your M1. It does help a little bit by doing a bit extra damage, but that's more for like, brawls and 1v1s and just like taking out supports quickly. So I think she is doing good, like decently. I don't think she's incredible right now. I think she might be developed later on as a bit of an anti-fly counter, but for now, I'm gonna give her a high B tier, maybe somewhere around there. I think she's doing pretty solid, Spider-Man, finally, I can put him low. Spider-Man lost the Venom team up, and he only has the Squirrel Girl team up, and he is suffering because he doesn't have the one-shot combo anymore. Sure, there'll still be cracked Spider-Man players who are doing every tech in existence, but it won't help them because they can just play a different character, like Hawkeye. You'd think that in a fly meta, Spider-Man would be doing incredible, but he's not currently able to one-shot the characters, so they do have time to get away. Especially with Ultron around, who can just pop a healing drone on them. So Spider-Man doesn't do great right now. He's still the best melee character at dealing with flyers, but he's kind of struggling. There's really not much more I can say, to be honest. That was quite quick. Squirrel Girl, she's doing fine. Like, Squirrel Girl is surprisingly good at dealing with flyers just because of the size of her bombs. She does great damage to them. She can consistently hit them. Her ult is pretty solid in like brawls and type maps. It's really good in Morocco, actually, the new map, which I haven't talked about too much because I've only played a few times right now. I think that Squirrel Girl is just really map dependent. She's really good on a lot of like payload maps because they have really tight corridors and stuff. So I think she deserves like a high B tier, somewhere around that, like next to Psylocke. She's doing pretty good right now. Sorry. The team up with Spider-Man makes her a little better. It still has a really good wide stun. I'm really bad at using it, but it is like really good when it is used correctly. I've been hit with it a lot of times. So yeah, I think it's doing pretty well. And Star-Lord. Okay. So I see a lot of Star-Lord play because I have a friend who plays Star-Lord. And I think Star-Lord's pretty good right now. I think he has been in a better spot. But I think that he is kind of like the Iron Man of season 0 in that he's being used a lot like as a secondary as a secondary character. You'll see Hela get banned, you'll see like Hawkeye get banned, and you think, okay, well, to deal with flyers, let's go Star-Lord. And with Ultron especially, because Ultron throw his healing bot on him. You'll see him fly up and start like fighting the flying characters in the sky, and he's really well at pressuring them. So I'm probably gonna give Star-Lord like the highest A tier. I think he's very close to being S, but I don't think he's quite there yet. A good solid is really, really good with that though, and obviously he has a team with Adam, which you don't see very often, but Adam, Mantis, Star-Lord is pretty solid for dealing with flyers, especially when you have an Ultron. But that just leaves it as Star-Lord to be your only DPS, which is a little worrying. You can still do well if you have, like, Emma, Magneto, or Emma. Strange, though. You just need to have confidence in your tanks, you know? Yeah, or you could even have, like, a solo tanking Strange or Magneto. But that would be very worrying for them. I've been on that side of the field way too much when it comes to my games. Storm is really good right now, but I don't think she's as good as people think. I think Storm is great, but I think when it comes to, like, the flying characters, we have a flying meta right now, but it's less so that, like, the flying characters are the best characters right now. And more so that they're just the most common because they're the hardest to deal with. And Storm's really good. Her ult's really good. Her damage is really good. And she has a damage boost, she has the speed boost, and she has the team up with Jeff, which you can use to just kill people. It's really good. I don't think Storm is the best character in the game. I think Storm is like top 3 DPS though. I'm probably gonna give Storm like yeah. I think she's really solid. Bring back the team up with Thor, you cowards. I want the Thor Cap team up again. And speaking of Thor, here we go. Okay. Thor is struggling right now. Last season, Thor was by far the worst tank in the game, and I think that has continued into the season. I think Thor has the least to offer for the team. And I think he has the least to do when there's flying characters in play, because he can't just dive supports to force them back. He kind of has to, you know, bulkily brawl, and then he can just take a ton of damage while he's doing it because of his huge hitbox. So I think I'm gonna have to give Thor like a low mid C tier. It's just unfortunate because I like playing Thor and he's really struggling right now. Venom. Last season, Venom was very good after his buffs. I think he's gone down a bit. He has a team up with Jeff, which doesn't do a lot. It really just gives him like a little bit of healing for people nearby. And it doesn't last very long, and it has a very long cooldown. It's not a very good team up. But I think Venom himself, he can do really well as like a solo tank. Sometimes if you have a really, really good Venom. I have a very good Venom friend. And when we play incredibly aggressive comps together, we do often have him be the solo tank. I'm a tank player myself, but sometimes I have to flex into support, you know? And I think Venom does offer a lot of utility when it comes to pressuring supports, pressuring backline, pressuring DPS, and just being able to disrupt large team comps together. Against flyers, he doesn't have too much to do, but he's still able to do decent damage when they're like too low, if they want to drop down to heal the team, whatever, if they have an Ultron bot on them. So I do feel like Venom is solid right now. I feel like he's one of the tanks on the lower end though, so I'm going to give him a high B tier. I think he can work well. I just don't think he's good in every single comp. Bookie's doing very good right now. I don't think Bookie's S tier, but I think Bookie's doing very good right now. His bullets are projectile, so he doesn't do as well at taking off flyers as Punisher or Star-Lord, but he does have his E abilities to knock them out the sky. He has a team up with Cap, which allows him to jump to his teammates, and also create a slow in the center of the brawl if he's fighting someone like that. His punch, he has his grapple stun, he has his punch stun. They're both very, very good. They'll reload him. And he's just a fucking solid character right now. I think he's in the most balanced spot he has been, and I'm going to give him a decently high A tier. And I think looking at this, I might have to no. I was thinking about dropping Mantis, but no, I feel like Mantis is still pretty good right now. And Wolverine. Okay, so Wolverine's interesting because Wolverine's job is to kill tanks, and he's always done that job incredibly well. He struggled a little bit against Emma, and Emma's still pretty common right now. I think he's seeing a lot less use because of flyers and because of how hard he struggles against them. So I don't think he's S tier. I think he's probably leaning towards like the lower end of A tier. I'd probably give him around here. I think Wolverine does his job exceptionally well, but I think he is struggling against other DPS sometimes. So, you pick him to kill tanks and he kills tanks. But if you need to do anything else except kill tanks, he does struggle. He's not able to do that properly. He can take on he can take on other DPS, he can take on healers, but he's not really built for that. And when he's taking on flyers, it is absolutely miserable. Even if you could jump them out of the sky, sometimes they just fly right back away. Mr. Fantastic. Last season, Mr. Fantastic was doing incredibly good. Unfortunately, I think he is not doing as good right now. I think he is a fine character. I think he is well made. I think he's very fun. I think his kit is very good, but I think that his inflatable form people have realized his inflatable form is kind of a nerf, and it's something that you want to get out of immediately, because then you don't have access to your abilities. You can't use your left control fridge form, you can't use the M2 grab, you can't use the, what's the third ability? Oh, the E, the dash 2, which is an incredible finishing tool. So I feel like he is doing okay. The team up does help him a little bit, but it doesn't do too well. It's definitely used better with Johnny and Ben. So I feel like Reed is going to have to go in like a low B tier. I'll probably give him the lowest B tier. I think he's fine, but I don't think he's doing great now. Inviswoman. I probably would have said Inviswoman was S tier last season. I think she's still okay. The boop, her pull push, it's not that strong right now. And her left control, you can't really hit it on flyers as consistently. Even if it grounds them, it's a very powerful tool, but it's really hard to hit. I think she does great healing. I think she has the shield, which is very good. But I think her lack of a consistent self-heal means that it's very easy for her to get targeted by flyers. Yes, she can go invisible, but that requires to either jump and use your escape tool, or to get away from the fight and sit for it, or to put your shield down and then your shield gets broken. And you need a teammate near you to put your shield down and then to stand near it. So I think she's very good right now, but I think she is more of a high A tier character. I'd probably put her around here. I don't think she's quite as good as Rocket or Luna. The Thing. The Thing is currently struggling. I think he is on the lower end of tanks right now. Being a melee character without the jump or a dash, well, he has a dash, but it's a on the floor dash. He can't dash upwards. He can't really take on flyers, and it's very unfortunate. He takes a lot of damage from Human Torch. He takes a lot of damage from Ultron. Sorry, my sinuses are really messed up right now. And he just can't really deal any damage back to them. When it comes to flyers, he struggles against Emma. Emma can just grab him and fucking knock him on the ground. There's Iron Fister going around. There's a lot of Namors. Namor, being unprotected against damage from Namor means it will rack up. Hela can get really consistent headshots on him. I should have mentioned this with Thor. Hela can get really consistent headshots on both Thor, Thing, and like Penny, because of how big their fucking heads are. Same with Hawkeye, which means he's gonna one-shot you. It fucking sucks. So I think the Thing is definitely struggling right now. I think he's a good character, but this is a meta that is completely against him. So I'm gonna put him around like Mr. Fantastic level. I think he's still good. He's just not doing good right now. Johnny took some nerfs, but he's still fucking good. I've always been championing Johnny. I think he does great damage. I think he is really, really solid when it comes to just area control and diving supports and doing a ton of damage to tanks. And excelling at all three of those things means he's very versatile. He can work on a lot of different comps. Right now, he's being seen with Storm a lot for the Storm team-up. By the way, the Johnny and Storm team-up also works with Storm and Jeff. So you can have a Fire Jeff Nado that lasts like 15 seconds or something. It is awful. And Johnny's fucking solid right now. You know, he's doing great damage. He's really hard to hit compared to like Iron Man and Ultron. Hela can't hit him as often. Hawkeye can't hit him as often. I think he's doing really well. I don't think he's S tier. Is he S? He's not S tier. He's definitely not S tier. I think his ult is struggling a little bit when it's not with the Storm team up though, and the fact that he doesn't have a powerful ult like Storm means that oftentimes you think like, why don't we just have a Storm here when it comes to Human Torch? And Storm does get banned a lot, which removes a lot of his powerful capabilities. So I think I'm going to give him like a high B tier. I think he's solid. With Storm, he does really well. Without Storm, he doesn't. And also, you can make the argument that with Storm, you should just run a Jeff anyway. Because having too many people go up the sky means you have less people protecting your support. Emma. Emma was absolutely S tier last season. And I think she still is. She got a slight nerf to the damage on her diamond form attacks. But I think she's still really good. Honestly, she's better than Strange. I think you're still pretty solid. I think tanks are currently struggling a little bit, all of them, because all of them struggle against flyers. The ones that struggle the least are Magneto, Emma, and Strange, and then you can make an argument for Penny or Gru, but I don't think so. So I feel like there's a couple problems, and she can't grab flying characters. She can shoot flying characters. She's got a buff on the range of her beam, but flying characters will often be away, like farther than 18 meters away from you, like understandably so. So she does have some problems. Her team up with Magneto and Psylocke. I've said that's kind of underwhelming, but it's better than nothing. And oftentimes you will be running Emma and Magneto because they're both just very good tanks. I think she works pretty well in a lot of compositions. She does great brawl damage, so if you're just going for support, you can kill them, you can deal with them. She is resistant to damage, and that really helps her against flyers sometimes when she's just being rained down upon by an Iron Man, an Ultra, and a Human Torch. And I think that she's just good at shutting down other tanks. There will always be other tanks. I feel like, honestly, the meta right now, it would be really funny if people just stopped running tanks and they just run, like, Hawkeye, Hela, Storm, Human Torch, and then 2 healers, like Jeff and Rocket. That would be incredibly funny. I doubt it will end up being better, though. Tanks are always very important. That's why GOATs happened. There's never been, like, a reverse GOATs where it's go all support DPS, as far as I know, at least. But, yeah, Emma is in a solid state. Drive. On my PC. Not a solid snake. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's finish this off with Ultron. Finally, the character you all actually came here to see. So, Ultron has a infinite range beam with no drop off. He does the same damage within 1 meter than he does at 100 meters. He can attack from across the map. He has to chamber every round though, like Black Widow. He has to shoot. So he has a break in between all shots, and then he still has to reload on top of that. So he does have a lot of downtime where he's not shooting. He has set and forget healing, where he puts a bot on someone and it can heal them and everyone around them in a decently small radius, like 10 meters or something. I don't know the actual radius of it though. And it's fine. It's like okay healing, but it's consistent okay healing. It is constant. It is happening all the time. That is why Ultron racks up healing so easily. He's healing most people all of the time while he fights. His M2 is a little underwhelming, but it is better than nothing. He gives 75 shields to Ultron, I believe, and then he gives another 75 to the person that is has the bot on. And it's okay. The main thing about Ultron's kit is his damage output. He does great damage. He can afford to do great damage because he's up against a lot of flies, and he always has his healing active. If he had to turn around and shoot his teammates to heal them, then that would suck. But he does have the team up with Iron Man, which allows him to output even more damage and also heal at the same time, like Coalescence from Moira. And it's a very good team up. That's why we're seeing a lot of Iron Man. Even if he himself is not incredible right now, he's still good, and Ultron alongside him is doing incredibly well. I think people are overreacting when it comes to people complaining about Ultron and saying that he's the worst character in the game. He's definitely not. He's doing quite well. And when he released, people realized, oh yeah, he's doing fine. I think he did get buffed, though. He did get buffed, which makes sense. His ult, he gets it back very quickly, which is good. And it basically just gives him auto fire, strong healing with a bit of damage. It's great for brawls, but it's a little hard to use sometimes. I struggle with it certainly, but I'm getting used to it. I think Ultron is an incredibly balanced character. People have said this. But this is Marvel Rivals. We're creating a balanced character will make them look weak in comparison. But I think with everything he's got going on, with the meta right now and how he counters it, and also plays into it, with how many people he can synergize with, like Star-Lord, he can heal flankers with Psylocke, he can be triple support with Adam and Mantis. I think he has so much potential for Team Cubs that I might be overrating him a little bit, but I'm going to give him a low A tier. I think he goes comfortably here. And on that note, I'm finally going to drop Mantis to B tier. I think Mantis does have a lot of problems right now. And you know what, fuck it, let's do these two down here. I think Thing might be the worst tank in the game right now. No, Thor definitely is, but Thing is downhill with him. I think Widow isn't D tier though. I think she definitely has some problems, but I think that she's doing a lot better than she used to. I think she is okay. And she's just good damage against tanks. And yeah, I think that is my list. I think the best support in the game is Luna. The best DPS in the game are Hawkeye, Hela, again. Magneto, Emma are the best tanks, with Strange coming up just behind. Nemo's really good. Rocket's really good. Storm is really good. These are the, well, I think apart from the tanks, really, these are the meta right now. Like, this is the meta. Like, these 5 right now, these are the meta. And then this is the counter meta, really good character, really good, counter meta, meta adjacent, counter meta, really good, really good, meta adjacent, solid. You know what? No, I'm dropping Cap down. I think Ultron is the lowest AT character, and I also think Mantis is better than Cap. Honestly, Human Torch is better than Cap. Cap's like right next to Venom right now. I overrated Cap a little bit. What was wrong with me? But I think this is my list. Okay, I finally finished it. I made some last minute adjustments. Thank you for bearing with me while I took a 10-day break because I wasn't uploading. I've been watching a lot of movies just off of like Netflix and Disney Plus. I might make videos on them. I don't know. I was gonna make a video on Sinners, but then like it was gonna get taken off of theater anyway, and I kind of just told you all. In the video, I kind of just told you all to go watch Sinners. I'm like, yeah, you should have. What was wrong with you? I watched it again in theaters, and it was really good. I really like Sinners. But yeah, I've got a few scripts written already for like reviews and stuff. So I will be making more movie review content soon if you like that. And of course, more Rivals content if you just stick around for that. And more Pokemon yapping if you just stick around for that for some fucking reason. I don't know why you would. Those videos are for me. That's not for you. But yeah, more content coming soon. Thank you for being with me. I'm going on the 10-day break until I'm finally not sick. And then I will start uploading again. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.